palace, people in the household, Diana's friends, and people who will just whisper little secrets in my ear. So, anyway, I'll tell you this, Harry. When the princess read the extracts, she was astonished at how detailed and how accurate they were. So Diana's diary is probably the most intimate and detailed and accurate portrait.
And they like you. They like you at the palace.
Well, I hope so. I think they give me a kind of grudging respect because I delve into areas which they wouldn't particularly like to be looked at, but get it right.
There was an image for a while there about a shy guy, and you still see that sometimes in the photographs. But you write that she really likes center stage. She really likes to be the center of attraction.
Yes, I mean, the shy guy thing came because it was just simply alliterative, really. And she's never really been shy. She blushed a lot with boys as a teenager, and what girl doesn't? But she's always been an aristocrat. She's always been in command of herself.
Andrew Morton, thank you so much for coming by to visit.
My pleasure.
Very interesting. It's 22 minutes after the hour. Paula?
And coming up tomorrow on CBS This Morning, Ron Silver of the new movie Reversal of Fortune, and John Shea of the CBS series WHIO-TV. We'll be back.
That just opened freshness of mountain-grown Folgers. What if you could enjoy it more often than ever before? Well, now you can. Introducing the Folgers Freshness Pack. Ground roast Folgers that starts fresh and stays fresh a lot longer because our new plastic bottle and cap form a tight seal every time you close it. So every time you open it, the rich aroma of our mountain-grown beans has more just opened freshness and stays alluring and irresistible. So you can be too.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
The new Folgers Freshness Pack.
Are these your drugs?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
you, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
It's Buscher's end-of-season sale. Huge discounts on replacement windows and doors. Patio rooms, everything in the store. Buy the best for even less at Buscher's today.
Sorry, Vern. Weddings always make me cry.
Vern, I thought you'd never marry off that daughter of yours. I couldn't wait for the reception, Vern. So I just helped myself to some of this nicer, premium quality vanilla ice cream. Nicer vanilla ice cream, Vern. Premium quality and a real gold medal winner, know what I mean? Oh, here comes the good part, Vern. She'll thank me for this later.
Daymed Health Maintenance Plan, working with Holiday Health Spas to keep you healthy. Ask your employer about Daymed, the health care plan with you, the patient, in mind.
Theater Under the Stars presents the hysterical comedy Play On, running November 16th to the 25th. Call 294-9695.
This is your 24-hour news source.
It's 32 degrees at 8:25. Good morning once again. I'm Linda Robertson. AccuWeather is calling for a very chilly forecast for the Miami Valley today, but there should be lots of sunshine. And a word of warning, though, for tonight, bundle up. We'll hear more on the forecast coming up. Even though the Greene County Health Department says it's safe, some residents aren't comfortable with the hazardous waste burning at the Southwest Portland Cement Company. About 300 residents voiced concern during a forum last night. It's up to Miami Township trustees of Greene County if any measures against the company will be enforced. 3,400 bales of hay went up in smoke in Clark County's Harmony Township yesterday. The barn fire is still being investigated. There were no injuries, but a tractor was destroyed in that blaze. There will not be a proposed landfill in Jefferson Township if the citizens group Smell has its way. The Southwest Montgomery County Environmental League will protest the landfill tomorrow to the Dayton Planning Board. Stormy Jones, the young girl who underwent the world's first heart and liver transplant in 1984, died yesterday at Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh. Stormy was transferred from Fort Worth Saturday night after experiencing nausea, vomiting, and dehydration. Doctors say it appears that she died from a heart attack. Miami Valley residents turned out in droves on Saturday to safely dispose of household hazardous waste. They got rid of everything from used motor oil to extremely toxic pesticides. This was part of News Center's award-winning Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day, an event organized by environmental specialist Dave Freeman.
Do Miami Valley residents want to safely dispose of household chemicals? The picture from Chopper 7 tells the story. Hundreds of cars lined up at the Montgomery County South Incinerator for New Center 7's Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day.
The phenomenal response today made for some awful long waits for people, and we appreciate the patience that everyone showed. Those who did wait can also rest assured that their patience will translate into protection for our land, air, and water.
It's worth the wait. It kind of scares you to see all these cars that you don't realize there's this much stuff in town with the hazardous waste stuff.
The totals are staggering. This third collection event took in more household chemicals from more people than the first two collections combined. Environmentalists say this success will not go unnoticed.
Communities across the region as well as the state will take notice and say that people are willing to come to a drop-off center and recycle those materials that they have in their homes.
Clark Processing donates the lion's share of services that make the collection possible.
Because of the exposure that you've presented and that also we've had here in the county, we've found 6 or 7 other counties are very interested in getting this initiated and into a full-time program.
Word has even spread to other states. Observers from Lexington, Kentucky were on hand today to see how the Miami Valley does it.
A lot of workers out here, and just the traffic out there is just unreal. So obviously you're getting a lot of people to come out for this, and obviously there's a lot of people that feel they've got stuff they need to get rid of. So it's just amazing, really.
Amazing and challenging. Those involved in planning are already at work on ways to better handle the huge numbers of people. In Moraine, Dave Freeman, News Center 7.
And finally this morning, the recent election of Republican Governor-elect George Voinovich may have given life to a lethal injection death penalty bill. State Representative Donald Model says the measure vetoed by Governor Celeste will be considered in the Senate soon. It gives death row prisoners the choice of injection over electrocution. The 9 o'clock morning report is just 30 minutes away. Please join us then. The forecast is right after this.
If you want performance in a luxury car, remember, all Cadillacs come with a V8 standard. On balance, the choice for high-powered luxury is Cadillac.
See your Miami Valley Cadillac Gold Key dealer. For a limited time, get a $1,500 cash bonus direct from Cadillac when you purchase a new 1991 Brougham or select 1990 model Cadillac. See your dealer for details.
On balance, the choice for value is Cadillac.
102 years ago at Troffel's Furniture, you could pay 15 cents down and buy just about anything. We're bringing back those old-time values for our 102nd anniversary sale. This week, save 30 to 40% on everything from Broyhill, Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, and all of our other quality name brands. Pay just 15 cents down and make no other payments until May of 1991. Don't miss the biggest sale at Troffel's in 102 years. Troffel's Furniture, Main Street, New Carlisle.
Partly cloudy skies and 32 degrees. It will be partly sunny with a cold northwesterly wind today. The high about 42. Mainly clear tonight and not as windy with a low of 24.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning. I'm Harry Smith.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paula Zahn.
Coming up in this half hour, children and AIDS. The story of the family of actor Paul Michael Glaser. His wife, Elizabeth, has AIDS. One of their children has the disease. The other has died from it. Elizabeth is going to be here to talk about her Pediatric AIDS Foundation in just a bit.
And then a little bit later on the Osgood File, the story of a country singer who knows about hearts. Osgood File coming up.
It's a good story.
You know that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to hear more about him a little bit later on. Let's go to the news now. Here's Victoria Corderi. Good morning again.
Good morning. Iraq's Saddam Hussein says he's willing to negotiate an end to the Persian Gulf crisis as long as he gets what he wants. He told British interviewers the main issue to be resolved in any peace talks is not the invasion of Kuwait, but the ongoing conflict between Israel and the Palestinians. Saddam Hussein also says he does not believe the whole world is united against him, and he vows never to give up Kuwait. Iran says it has executed a spy for the United States. Iran's military prosecutor says the man was from a neighboring country and was part of an espionage network with links to the CIA.
According to the prosecutor, the spy ring was created during the Iran-Iraq War. Japan's Emperor Akihito today ascended to the throne of the world's oldest monarchy. In a pageant full of ancient ritual, the emperor promised to discharge his duties as a symbol of Japanese unity. But in the streets, there was anything but unity. Leftists opposed to the monarchy carried out nearly 3 dozen bombing and arson attacks. No one was injured. In this country, many educators are reacting with anger to a report that amounts to a blanket indictment of the American way of teaching. Deborah Potter explains.
A new report that's bound to shake up the educational establishment says that people who want to be teachers should not be required to get a degree in education.
Changing the way we train teachers is probably the primary step we can take to improve teaching.
The report recommends that more states consider programs like the one in Texas, where teachers with no background in education can be certified after 12 weeks of intensive training. Joyce Leday was an electronics technician. Now she teaches reading.
I know a lot, and I'm proud that I know a lot. And I want to pass that on to other people.
But many traditionally trained teachers see the new programs as a threat, and some educators are downright hostile.
The fiction is that people can learn to teach with almost no time or effort. Ultimately, both the recruits in those programs and the students they serve are done a disservice.
But supporters of alternative programs say the new recruits bring diversity and experience to the classroom. And as for teaching skills, they pick them up the way other teachers do, in practice. Deborah Potter, CBS News, Washington.
And finally, the world's first recipient of a heart-liver transplant has died. 13-year-old Stormy Jones left Texas for Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh on Saturday night with a high fever. Sunday morning, Stormy died of a heart attack, apparently caused by an infection. Death came almost 7 years after her first transplant.
With her strength, she gave strength to other children, and realistically, I think she contributed as much to us as we contributed to her.
Stormy once described her will to live as just hope, something in the back of your mind that tells you to get up and keep trying. Great words. Back to Harry and Paula.
Victoria, thank you very much. 26 before the hour. Have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend. Relax, walk around the city in the rain and in the wind. Great weekend. Mark, what happened? Woo! Fall is here.
I was out of town. You can't blame it on me. Mr. G was here. I'm Mr. M today, by the way. This weather segment is sponsored by Folgers Gourmet Supreme in the black can. A couple of birthdays to brighten your Monday. The young of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Neil Young is 45. Sportscaster Al Michaels, do you believe in miracles? Remember when he said that when the hockey team, the U.S. hockey team, won the gold medal? Yes, was his answer. He's 46. Great Romanian gymnast, gold medal winner Nadja Comanic is 29, and the late Princess of Monaco, Grace Kelly, was born November 12, 1929. Talk about the weather behind me on the map here. If you live in the Northeast, let's get to the Northeast in a second. Let's talk about the West Coast first. Clouds up and down the West Coast. No rain in those clouds, though. Temperatures rather sweet, 84 at Los Angeles, 86 in Phoenix, 62 up there in lovely Seattle, and 67 Boise. No rain there. You want some precipitation. We've got it coming for you. Wait for it, though. Center part of the country, you're going to see not too bad temperatures. A little cool across the center part of the country. 45 in Des Moines. That's not too shabby. Now, the rain, precipitation, snow showers you'll be seeing across portions of the eastern and the southern edges of Lake Ontario. Not too much to talk about. They had some snow up in New England earlier this weekend, about 6 inches of snow, over 6 inches of snow. Lots of wind. That looks double wind up there. Lots of gusts. Gustier in New England than it will be down through the mid-Atlantic states, but still they'll see some gusty activity today. Let's talk about the weather for tomorrow. The wind will continue in the Northeast. You see some snow showers across New England. Temperatures will get a little bit cooler, and the wind will die down a smidge, but it will still be blowing. Down through the Southeast, temperatures in the 60s. 40s through the Great Lakes. We have rain to talk about. About an inch of rain up across portions of the Northwest tomorrow. Going to see quite a bit of rain. A rainy Tuesday, a rainy Monday for some of you who are lying in bed right now in your jammies watching this because you don't have to go to work. But look at this. To the west, to the east of that rain, you'll be seeing 70s across the northern Rockies and the central Rockies as well. That is real sweet. That's also a quick look at the national forecast. Let's take a look at your weather.
Well, partly cloudy and 32. Today will be a partly sunny day with a high of 42, mainly clear tonight. The low drops to 24. And tomorrow, sunshine, but still chilly with a high of 46. Clear and cold tomorrow night. The low drops to about 30.
Good to be back with you guys again. Have yourself a good day, Harry.
You're always saying that.
Yeah.
23 minutes before the hour. Coming up next, People in the front lines offering hope for children with AIDS.
To discover a great coffee, you could search the quaint back alleys of New Orleans' French Quarter, the gourmet coffee shops of New York's Upper West Side, or the cobblestone hills of San Francisco, and still you won't find a gourmet coffee like Gourmet Supreme. An entirely different Folgers you can get right in your own market. It's rich, mountain-grown Colombian, skillfully blended with select gourmet beans for enticing aroma and gourmet taste that's smooth, well-rounded. And you don't have to search for a gourmet coffee shop.
You really brighten your day when you started out gourmet. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Gourmet Supreme in the black can from Folgers. It happens while you sleep.
A kiss? Not yet, honey.
Millions of bacteria form in your mouth.
A kiss? No.
So you wake up with the worst breath of the day, morning breath.
Oh, honey.
Morning breath with Scope. Antiseptic Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
How about that kiss?
Where's my kiss?
Kiss me, you big lug.
Scope. Original mint or peppermint. The best thing, first thing in the morning.
The Remington microscreen shaves as close as the blade. Hold it. Remington's also quick and comfortable with 2 thin, flexible screens. The Remington microscreen, quick, comfortable, shaves as close as a blade, or your money back. Hello, boy. That's Remington.
It was our dinner party, but Morgan helped himself. It was a Maalox moment. So I took Extra Strength Maalox Plus, because it's the strongest. Forget it.
Extra Strength Maalox Plus. Strong relief for all your Maalox moments. And today, for all your Maalox moments, there's a big splash of cherry and a burst of mint. Cherry cream and mint cream Extra Strength Maalox Plus. The strongest antacid tastes the best, too. Strong relief for all your Maalox moments.
This morning's health segment is sponsored by Post Grape Nut Cereal. Breakfast with grape nuts helps keep you going strong all morning long.
Paul Michael Glaser and his wife Elizabeth had a dream life. He was the star of TV's Starsky and Hutch. She was a successful museum director. They had 2 beautiful children, but their dream turned into a nightmare because of AIDS.
No mother ever really believes that her child is going to die. I didn't.
But 2 years ago, Elizabeth and Paul Michael Glaser's daughter Ariel did die from AIDS. She was only 7 years old. It was Elizabeth who first contracted AIDS. The virus transmitted through a blood transfusion during the birth of her first child. She passed it on to newborn Ariel while breastfeeding. Elizabeth, unaware she was an AIDS carrier, also passed the virus on to her son, now 6. Only Paul is free of AIDS.
Living with AIDS is living with a time bomb. The speed that the world and Washington is used to moving at is too slow.
Earlier this year, the Glazers testified on Capitol Hill. They're hoping their personal story will bring about more public funding for pediatric AIDS research. Elizabeth is certainly doing her part. She co-founded the Pediatric AIDS Foundation, devoted to making sure that children with the disease don't get lost in the larger AIDS crisis. Elizabeth has chosen one of Ariel's finger paintings as the foundation's logo. The flowers are colorful. The sun is shining.
In memory of my daughter, and in hope for my son, I beg you to help fund the coordination of this pediatric effort to serve the needs of all families.
There are so many people who make a difference in helping children with AIDS, and throughout this week, we will meet some of them. And we begin with Elizabeth Glaser, the co-founder of the Pediatric AIDS Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning.
What has it been like for you to go public with your story?
Well, I think that because people with AIDS fear that the country is still uneducated, and you fear rejection, people are afraid to go public. But I think that my personal experience, once my story came out, has been very, very positive. There have been a lot of people who have reached out to help, which has made a huge difference in my life. And I can do the work that I want to do now without worrying about who's going to know that I'm doing it.
I guess we're all pretty familiar with the Ryan White stories, his being ostracized by his classmates, being thrown out of the school. Did you encounter any of that prejudice at all?
I think, yes, I mean, we did. When we were first diagnosed, our doctor said, don't tell anyone, because the world is not reaching out to families with AIDS. And we did tell some friends, and there was a lot of fear in 1986. The Surgeon General had not yet come out with his statement saying that saliva was not a mode of transmission for the AIDS virus, and so people were afraid for their children playing with my children. But as they became more educated, we had no problems with the people that we told. And as we reached out to schools to send our children to schools, we also had very positive experiences most of the time. But that is not the case throughout the country. I think that half of America is better educated now than they were in 1986, and half of America is still fairly ignorant and fearful about the virus that we call AIDS.
And you have to continue to deal with this on a daily basis. You and your son have tested HIV positive. How are you both doing?
Fine. I mean, you know, as my husband said when he was testifying, living with AIDS is living with a time bomb. And being HIV positive, we just hope that there will be some answers in time to benefit us, as they were not there in time to benefit my daughter.
Do you have any symptoms at all?
Little things, but not really. I mean, I feel fine. I'm living a full, healthy, normal life, given my personal reality. So
we are going to be honoring pediatric AIDS heroes this week. These are people who have really shown great sensitivity, particularly to children with AIDS. Give us a sense of how you went about creating these awards.
Well, actually, it was a very personal story. Last summer, the summer program that I had arranged for my son to be in fell through. And at the last minute, we had to look for an alternative. And we went to a camp that was only a few blocks from where I live and asked if they would take him for their summer program, and we were turned down. And this was a huge shock to us because our story had been in the paper, schools were fine, and there all of a sudden we found out that, you know, only 5 minutes away there was a place where they were saying, you know, because he was HIV positive, they did not want him in the camp. And your first instinct is to get so angry because it's such an uneducated choice.
Absolutely.
And to say, you know, I just want to, you're ignorant and I'll ruin you, you know. You can't do this to me, I won't let you. And then we realized that one of the reasons that this was happening was because the media tends to cover the negative stories so that people remember that Ryan was kicked out of school or the Ray boys were burned out of their home. And then people think there must be something I should be afraid of, which is not the case. So we sat at the foundation, Susan and Susie and myself, and we said, okay, here's the reality we're facing. What can we do? How can we have people see the stories that are the good stories? The stories of people who have really taken powerful leadership roles and really helped people like myself. And we sat there in the room and we were thinking, who's made a difference in my life? And immediately we came up with the notion of 3 people. And we thought, let's give these people an award, a Pediatric AIDS Foundation Hero Award for community excellence and leadership. Any human being can make a difference in my life. And so we thought about the director of the secondary school who had passed the policy that allowed my daughter Ariel, who died, to go to school, Paul Cummins, and he was
an honoree today.
He's an honoree today. And then we thought about the woman who was the director of the elementary school that my daughter went to and that my son has just started kindergarten at, who have integrated our family so well, who is Joni Green, who's an honoree today. And then we thought about, because this was last summer, the woman who was the director of the nursery school that my son was attending at the time, who, that community was the community where we were when our story came public. They were the community and the school that could potentially have pushed us away or embraced us. And they embraced us at First Presbyterian Nursery School with such love and support that I know it was what allowed my family to continue on through a very difficult year. And so Mary Hartzell, who is the director of the nursery school, is the 3rd honoree today.
And she joins us from Los Angeles this morning. Good morning, Mary. Congratulations on your honor.
Good morning. Thank you, Paula.
What was the reaction of parents in your classes when you told them that you were going to accept the Glazer son?
Well, we had done a lot of AIDS education. We had passed a policy, actually, before Jake attended the school. And many of the parents were already had some education, so that was fine for them. Other parents actually were very, after they had learned about AIDS, were very grateful for the opportunity to be able to do something positive. But I would say some people who haven't had any experience meet with a fear response immediately, and they really need a lot of help and understanding and education to help them.
Did any of those parents threaten to pull their kids out of your school?
Well, one family thought about it for a short period of time and then after they thought about it a while, they realized that actually their child was much safer at our school, that didn't bury their head in the sand and really looked at the situation and really had very high health standards and was welcoming people with open arms. And they chose to leave their child in the school because they actually felt if they were afraid of AIDS, it was much better in a place that had a policy and looked at it squarely.
Well, we commend you this morning for your efforts to help out all of those children. And the award she will be receiving is right here.
Yes, this is our Hero Award. And it was designed, actually, by a sculptor named Guy Dill, whose son was in my daughter's class, and Ariel's class, who died, and his daughter is in my son's kindergarten class. And so he has a very personal understanding of the issue. And I love to me, it's like a sun rising over a city, and it offers hope. And 7 different people this week on your show will be honored and will be receiving this award. And I hope that it allows the country to see that each person who reaches out can make a difference and can feel really good about themselves by doing that.
I hope so, too. It's a pleasure to meet you, Elizabeth.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming in this morning. All this week, you will meet heroes, special people who provide hope for children with AIDS and who have their own special stories to tell. We'll be back.
And I've always loved grape nut cereal. I tried it once or twice.
I said you got to try it with breakfast for at least a week. Get to know it. That good nutty taste. And, well, it's packed with complex carbohydrates. It's a natural energy source. It'll help keep you going.
So I did it. And I do feel great. Now I love it more than she does.
No way.
Breakfast with Post Grape Nuts helps keep you going strong all morning long.
You got to try it for a week yourself.
April in Paris.
He said he'd give me Paris wrapped up in ribbons. But he was young and poor, so we settled for a small cafe and coffee. Coffee so rich, I thought I'd never taste its like again.
Maxwell House captures the richness of France with its rich French roast coffee. They start with their best beans and roast them the French way. That's why it's the French roast rich enough to be called rich French roast. Maxwell House Rich French Roast.
Freedom's the one.
Only one gum passes the test when you've got dental work, and that's Freedent. Freedent won't stick to your dental work, so you can be confident chewing it. And because it also moistens your mouth and freshens your breath, Freedent in a class by itself.
Freedom's the one that took the stick out of gum, and Freedent moistens your mouth. Yeah, moistens your mouth and freshens your breath while you chew.
Non-stick Freedent moistens your mouth and freshens your breath.
When you have trouble falling asleep, take the sleeping aid ingredient that's the doctor's choice, the one in Sleepinol. In a survey, 7 out of 10 doctors chose the sleeping aid in Sleepinol. Sleepinol contains the doctor's choice to fall asleep fast.
This itchy rash needs special treatment. Maximum strength cortisone 5, with the medicine doctors recommend most, gets under the itch for soothing relief and help in healing. See, the rash is gone. Use cortisone 5 with the medicine doctors recommend most.
It's 9 minutes before the hour. Can a middle-aged person take on a new career? On this morning's Osgood File, we meet a man who made it in one profession and now has a second one that is worth singing about.
Cleve Francis is 45 years old. Now, that's a bit older than you might expect an up-and-coming country and western performer to be. Eddie Rich, himself a country and western singer, thinks Cleve Francis has a great future in that field.
It's coming from his heart, you know. That's when you sing a song, that's what you have to do, is come from the heart. He does that.
There were two people, loved each other.
But then, most country and western music is about affairs of the heart. Cheating hearts, troubled hearts, broken hearts, and all that. And Cleve Francis, whose current music video, Love Light, has been near the top of the charts for several weeks now, has had more experience with hearts than any other performer in the business. He is, in fact, a heart specialist, a cardiologist.
Gene, how are you?
Fine, Doctor. How are you doing, Cleve?
Okay.
Dr. Cleve Francis has been a board-certified heart specialist for 11 years now. He practices in Alexandria, Virginia, and the charts he follows most of the time are his patients' cardiographs. It was as a kid in southern Louisiana that Cleve heard the beat and the heart sounds that captivated him.
Country music is the basic music of rural America, and I grew up in rural America, and so all I heard was Hank Williams and Cajun music when I grew up, in addition to the blues.
Cleve and his 5 sisters all went to college. That's remarkable, considering that their mother, Mary, worked as a maid there in Jennings, Louisiana. Early on, she saw that Cleve had a leaning for music, and she bought him a guitar from Sears.
And I told him, I said, now, I bought you this, but it doesn't mean that you lay your books aside. I said, you've got to give more time to the book than the guitar. He said, I promise.
Open up your heart, and I think you will find you think your love is all in your mind.
I like music, and I trained as a scientist. Depends on where you catch me. Catch me on the stage, I'm a musician. Catch me in the office here, I'm a doctor.
Yes, sir, Cleve Francis is a heart specialist, all right. And he follows his heart and his head.
I'd hate to grow old and figure that maybe there was an opportunity that I didn't take it. You know, we always worry about those things we never tried. And, you know, and I always tried to be a whole person.
To the cold night and touch your soul right down where it's lonely. It gets walked only by the truest of life.
Your heart good. It's 6 minutes before the hour. We'll be right back.
Dear Folgers, I tried the Folgers switch at my daughter's wedding. To my surprise, we ran out of brewed coffee. Out of coffee? Luckily, my motorhome was parked nearby. I grabbed the jar of Folgers crystals and secretly made the switch. Well, it smelled and tasted so good, no one suspected a thing.
People who thought they were drinking fresh brewed coffee were secretly switched to Folgers crystals.
Thanks. Your Folgers crystals saved a special day. Betty Stauffenbiel.
Everybody loves a little squeeze. Squeeze. Charmin says, don't hold back. Every family needs squeezing. Don't resist. If it's soft, who needs a reason? Everyone should have some squeezing fun. And with squeezable softness, Charmin's the one. So don't hold back. Everybody agrees. Take that softness and give it a squeeze. So don't hold back. Everybody loves a little squeeze.
Presto has a great idea.
Shoot some slices, shoot some shrimp, shoot some salad shooter.
Now, Presto has a great big idea. Professional salad shooter slicer shredder. Big capacity, holds a lot, shoots a lot. Powerful, fast, a variety of cutting blades so you can point and slice thick, slice thin, shred right into the bowl, even ripple cut. Chop, grate right where you want. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe, store anywhere.
Salad shooter.
Original, cordless, now professional salad shooter.
This is a 2-hour ride.
So?
So what if my diarrhea comes back?
Oh, relax. You took these Imodium AD caplets.
Just once. I always took the pink stuff 2 or 3 times.
Well, these are much better.
Imodium AD caplets are so effective, they often work in one dose, instead of dose after dose after dose, like the pink stuff.
I'm leaving.
Already?
Imodium AD caplets can make your first attack of diarrhea your last.
On CBS This Morning, here's a look at your weather.
Well, for us, partly sunny today with a cold wind, and we'll see a high of about 42, mainly clear tonight, not as windy with a low of 24. And tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Still, it's going to be on the chilly side for us tomorrow with a high of only 46 degrees.
Tomorrow on CBS This Morning, we're going to have the author of the huge bestseller, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, and the founder of Wendy's, Dave Thomas, talks about adoption. He's adopted himself, and he'll be along to talk about that.
Also coming up, Ron Silver, who plays Alan Dershowitz, defending Klaus von Bülow in the new film, Reversal of Fortune. You've seen
Really
the film,
good.
right?
Really
You liked it?
good, yeah.
It's one thing I got to do in the next couple of weeks. Also, John Shea will be along, who runs a TV newsroom on WHIO-TV. It's supposed to look a lot like some of the newsrooms you and I work with around the country.
Who's this? Give us a...
Hey, Haley.
Come on over.
Come see Mommy.
Come here. Come on.
We have a special visitor today. Haley doesn't have school this morning, so she decided to come say hello. She's never come to see Mommy at work.
Sort of holiday clothing?
Yeah. Daddy dressed her. That's how he always dresses her. Say bye-bye, everybody. See you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow
say bye-bye.
morning.
Can you say bye-bye? Bye-bye.
If Tia fails math,
Albert Einstein summer math camp?
12 weeks in the wilderness. Just you, your calculator, and about 200 future accountants.
Uncle Buck. Then, is the major getting too predictable?
I'm as spontaneous as the next guy. Whoop, 2,100 time for me to watch.
World News Roundup.
Major Dan, right after Uncle Buck, tonight.
Panic,
They're horrible.
fears,
I don't want to be here.
phobias, and the fight to reclaim crippled lives. High anxiety and hope. 48 hours, Wednesday.
Wednesday, if this newswoman tells the truth,
I saw you sludging.
she could set a murderer free.
Do you always do the story, no matter what?
WIOU.
This is CBS.
This is your 24-hour news source.
Good morning. Yesterday may have been Veterans Day, but this is the day we honor it. We'll take you to a remembrance and tell you about some of the places that will be closed.
Southwestern Portland Cement tries to make amends with nearby residents, and some people in Dayton organize against a proposed landfill.
And you won't notice it today, but a warm-up's on the way. I'm Kathy Ballou. I'll have all the AccuWeather details. I'm Linda Robertson.
I'm Ed Creeling. The 9 o'clock report from News Center 7 is next.
Sure, you'd love to have a new kitchen, but good grief, the cost. Well, now Sears can give you all of the benefits of a new kitchen at a fraction of the cost. It's a new look process called kitchen refacing, and details are in the Sears Remodeling Information Kit we'll mail to you free. Basically, here's how it works. Even though cabinet doors, drawer fronts, and countertops in a kitchen may be worn and somewhat shabby, the structure behind them is usually in pretty good shape. So what Sears does is simply install new, clean, modern cabinet door fronts, drawer fronts, and countertops on the existing cabinets, drawers, and counters. You may choose from a wide selection of styles and colors, too. Here's a before shot of a kitchen, and here's that same kitchen after Sears performed their almost miraculous refacing. Call now for your free Sears Remodeling Information Kit. You'll also get one of these handy Sears remodeling calculators to show you how little your investment will cost you over the years. You'll see how a Sears kitchen refacing will give you your money's worth and a whole lot more.
The most famous exit in Indiana, I-70 exit 149A. You're gonna find it's just not that far to save time, Raper's Way. The call is free, 1-800-FREIGHT for RV, and we're sure proud to say you love the deal that you've made, where the roses don't fade.
Richmond, Indiana.
Save today, Tom Raper's Way.
Quarter Horses and Millionaires at 11 on News Center 7.
Live from the award-winning Miami Valley News Leader, News with Ed Kraling and Linda Robertson, plus Kathy Ballou's AccuWeather. Now, News Center 7's 9 o'clock edition.
The Huber Heights School Board will decide what to do after voters reject a levy. That story's just ahead.
But in case you're on your way out the door this morning, you may want to see if where you're going is actually open. This is the day we honor our war veterans. According to the calendar, though, yesterday was Veterans Day, and if you were near Dayton's National Cemetery yesterday, you would have heard a 21-gun salute.
Fire! Ready! Aim! Fire!
Those who attended the ceremony had to brace themselves against the cold wind as they listened to taps being played. This is an especially poignant celebration because of all the servicemen and women who've been deployed to the Persian Gulf region. And as I said, if you are on your way out, you are sure, or maybe you're not sure, that where you're going is actually open. All banks except Bank One and Huntington will be closed today. Other closings include federal, state, and county offices, post offices, Central State and Wright State universities, all liquor stores, and the Vandalia and Miamisburg courts. Now, there are many more places that are closed. We can't list them all here, so you make sure you check before you go.
Is it or is it not safe? It is the burning of hazardous waste at the Southwest Portland Cement Company in Greene County. As News Center's Sally Taylor reports, safety was the topic of a public forum last night.
I certainly don't want hazardous waste being burned that close, but...
Some 300 Miami Township residents showed up to voice their concerns about Southwest Portland's burning of hazardous waste. Plant manager Ted Studi says the company does so to recover energy from waste materials, and he says it's safe.
If it's not safe to burn, we will not burn it. We like where we live, we like where we work, we have no intentions of doing any harm to anyone.
Officials from the Ohio EPA say the company is not breaking any rules by burning the waste, and the Greene County Health Department deems it safe.
I am not aware of today that there is any study that's been done that links hazardous waste burning and cement kilns with death or illnesses.
I've lived in Fairborn all my life, and the farm is on Ludlow Road, and we've not had any problems with it whatsoever.
Yet others are not convinced that the burning is safe.
It's a slow poisoning of the population, and particularly the children and the unborn are very susceptible to the toxic effects.
I think that there's a lot of tests that need to be done, and I think that the main issue here is that waste reduction needs to be done at the source.
All we ask is they make cement the old-fashioned way without toxic waste.
Miami Township trustees who organized the forum say they'll meet in a week and go over everything that was said. They'll then decide what kind of action, if any, should be taken against the cement company. Sally Taylor, News Center 7.
That was the first public forum held on the subject, and many hope it is not the last one. Dayton residents who are opposing a proposed landfill are taking their fight to City Hall this week, and they met Sunday afternoon at the Rock Hill Baptist Church to plan their strategy. The group, which calls itself SMELL, for Southwest Montgomery County Environmental League, is pledging to block the proposal with every weapon available. Leonard Howey is a group member.
We do have a residential area out there at the site of the proposed landfill, and furthermore, with our history, we have had enough of the environmental goodies that this county has had to offer us.
Tomorrow, the landfill neighbors plan to appear before the City Plan Board to voice their opposition.
Huber Heights school officials must decide by next week if they plan to have a special February vote for a tax levy. This follows the voter rejection of a proposal to raise $6 million for the district. Miriam Wright reports on a special school board meeting held last night.
Residents packed an elementary school classroom to attend a special school board meeting. So many of them showed up that a monitor had to be put in the hallway. They all came to discuss the district's financial future. Not everyone agrees where the district should go from here, but they do agree on one thing. If a property tax is put on the ballot, it should be supported with a more aggressive campaign. Many people think that a weak campaign is one reason voters said no the last time.
I do think maybe there should have been more information gotten out, maybe more signs, more visible support. All we had were just little signs that I noticed in the neighborhood, not very many of those.
The district faces a $4 million deficit by 1992. Superintendent Richard Burke says another option to offset that deficit is borrowing money from the state.
If nothing else works and we get down to that point, we have borrowing that we can do right now within the school district. We can borrow against next year's money coming in. It's like Robin Peter to pay Paul situation.
In the meeting, the board also talked about what programs to cut now that the levy has failed. Educational supplies, equipment, and school repairs are possibilities, and so are extracurricular activities.
I play sports and I play in band, and if I lost it, I know it would mean a lot to me.
But no matter how much concerned Huber Heights parents unite, voters will have the final say. The school board has until November 20th to decide whether to try again and put a property tax levy on the ballot in February. In Huber Heights, Miriam Wright, News Center 7.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas, especially if you have visited any major department stores or Miami Valley Hospital. Hospital volunteers are raising money through their Yuletide shop. They've been doing this for 18 years now. This Christmas, they've taken on a Victorian theme with hundreds of gifts, crafts, and confections. A special guest, Mrs. Claus, greeted visitors yesterday. The volunteers will keep the sale going through the week, and word has it that the tastiest treat is the famous Buckeye candies, on sale while supplies last.
But if we're lucky, the weather's going to be un-Christmas-like.
Yeah, well, not
I don't think we're going to be that lucky, are we?
Actually, we are. By the end of the week, Thursday and Friday, actually, we could be anywhere from about 5 degrees above normal. Yeah, our little warm-up's on the way. You won't notice much today. It's still going to be chilly for us today. Right now, it is dry around the area on the Doppler Storm Eye radar, putting in the current sky conditions and temperatures. Partly mostly sunny skies, everyone in the 30s right now. And for us, as far as precipitation, most places going to be dry today. However, from the eastern Great Lakes on into New England, they're going to get some flurry activity. Some of it could be on the heavy side, so I guess you could just call it some snow activity. It should be dry for us, though. As far as our skies go, we'll see some partly sunny skies today, a few instability clouds in. But the sunshine is going to be a very dominant factor in this forecast period. For us, a cold front went through the area yesterday. We really didn't notice it when it went through, but now we do because the winds have picked up and they're coming out of the northwest. So we'll be chilly today. It's going to keep temperatures down into the 40s, about 42 degrees. Then tonight it's going to be a clear and cold night with winds kind of dying down, and it looks like a low of 24. High pressure will be building out of the west for tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, but because it's going to be so chilly, temperatures really won't be able to recover much. High of only 46 tomorrow. High pressure moves right over us for tomorrow night, a clear and cold night. And then it looks like ahead, high pressure will continue to dominate. It'll start to move off to the east, which means we're going to warm up. We'll see a high of about 50 on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine. Thursday's high climbs to about 58 with sunshine. And on Friday, a nice sunny day, high of about 60 degrees. Want to mention maybe a shower on Friday. This will be a brief passing shower because of the approach of another frontal system at that time. And I'll be back with the AccuWeather forecast right after this.
When you see our new Kmart sign outside, you'll know there's been a big change inside.
I like that new logo.
The new Kmarts have wider aisles, new lighting, new displays of the best brand names, faster checkouts, and a new attitude toward service.
I think that's great. How are you?
We understand you want to feel good about where you
What
shop.
about cosmetics? And I promise you, you're going to love your new Kmart. Looks marvelous. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
Dunk it, ring it, give it all you got, it can take it. There's nothing to it.
Viva's the one paper towel that can handle it all because Viva's more like cloth than ordinary paper towels.
Grab it, dab it.
Viva looks, acts, and feels so much like cloth, there's almost no end to what it can do.
So rub it, scrub it, let Viva do most anything for you.
Viva, so cloth like it does it all. Great perm. Great price. At Sam's. Fantastic Sam's. The Perm Plus. Everything you expect, except the price. You don't need an appointment. We're waiting for you now.
Kathy Ballou's Weathercast has the National Weather Association seal of approval.
Well, right now, 35 degrees at the Dayton International Airport. We're a little cooler here at WHIO. We're at 34. And a look at tower cam showing some partly sunny skies. The rest of the conditions look like this. Barometer holding steady, 30.31. Relative humidity of 82%. With the winds out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. And for us, oops, forgot to change that map, didn't I? Well, for us, it's going to be on the cool side today. High only in the 40s, but temperatures will be warming up for us throughout this forecast period so that by the time Friday gets here, we could see a high of 60 degrees. This morning, partly sunny, a cool wind out of the northwest will keep temperatures down, a noontime temperature of 39. And then for this afternoon, the high will get up to only about 42 degrees. A mainly clear and cold night on the way tonight with winds dying down somewhat. The low will drop to 24. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, but still cool, high of 46 and a low of 30. Wednesday, lots of sunshine, a little warmer, high of 50 and a low of 36. Thursday, clouds and some sunshine with a warmer high of about 58 degrees. The low drops to 40. And on Friday, mentioning a brief shower. It could happen. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty nice day. Breezy, sun and clouds, high of 60, low of 42.
And I hope it never changes. Thank you very much, Kathy. Fire swept a barn in Harmony Township in Clark County yesterday. Destroyed was a barn full of hay. There was over 3,000 bales of hay inside that barn, along with a tractor. Firefighters battled the blaze for hours to no avail. All went up in smoke. Everything in the barn was destroyed. There's been no dollar estimate of the loss made yet. No word yet on the cause. There were no injuries. A report about pregnant teens who stay in school to finish their education. That's coming up.
And on my Healthline report, I'll tell you about a new study that's looking into stress in the workplace. Stay tuned. We'll have the stories.
If your doctor has recommended fiber laxatives and you like the results, but you don't like those glasses of thick liquid, now there's FiberCon, concentrated fiber action in easy-to-swallow tablets. Ask your doctor about FiberCon.
What a dreary day. They could use a touch of spring, like my Spring Breeze scent White Cloud.
Oh, excuse me.
Wait, come back. I'm just one of the clouds that makes White Cloud.
You make house calls?
Only on special occasions like this. Smell my Spring Breeze scent White Cloud.
Smells like spring.
Kinda gets you right here.
White Cloud, now in Spring Breeze scent.
Your bills are piling up. You can't get a loan because your bills are late. But your bills are late because you can't get a loan because your bills are late. Can't somebody help? Well, now, there's a nationwide number you can call for help. 1-900-990-LOAN can help you find the money you need. People who will lend you money for bills, cars, boats, just about anything. Bad credit, no problem. You must be over 18 to call. A $39 charge will appear on your local phone bill. We guarantee we can help regardless of your credit or your money back. Call 1-900-990-LOAN today.
Santa Claus hopes to see you at Dayton Mall this Saturday at 10 a.m. For goodness sake, don't miss the fun when Santa comes to Dayton Mall.
Criminals are getting smarter and nastier. Courtrooms are seeing a whole new problem.
I'm Chrissy Savage. More than a year after a court order opened the doors of the overcrowded Montgomery County Jail, criminal suspects are still being let out early. This week, you'll find out why the system is breaking down and what's being done about it.
Watch Justice Served tonight at 5:30.
It's tough enough being a teenager. Imagine being a pregnant teenager. It happens to an alarming number of young people. Most drop out of school. News Center's Kathy Hart introduces us to 3 teenagers who are sticking it out to earn their diplomas.
We're almost there. We're almost through a semester. By the time you're actually delivering, you will be. We are almost finished with your senior year, your January.
2 of these students are 7 months pregnant. One has a baby that is 4 months old. Thanks to a new program at Northwestern High School in Clark County, they are staying in school.
GRAD stands for Graduation, Reality, and Dual Role Skills. And it's a program designed for pregnant and parenting teens in grades 7 through 12 to make sure that they graduate. It's very hard. You just feel like you're so weighted down. And by the end of the day, you just feel like giving up. It's hard. When you use that, you're actually going to suction it out, then put it into the baby's mouth, and then... I plan on going to college afterwards. I need my diploma to get to school, so... And it's to help me get a better job also.
These teens say it's not easy to stay in school because a lot of the kids make fun of them.
You know, a lot of them come down on you because you have had a baby, and then others, you know, they know where you're coming from, but they're not there, and they don't know how you feel.
But these teens are dealing with their pregnancies, trying to make a better life for themselves, and they have words of wisdom for other teens.
Don't just do something with somebody that you might 6 months down the line when you're pregnant regret and you're going to take it out on the baby. Just think twice about it.
At Northwestern High School, Kathy Hart, News Center 7.
The administration at Northwestern High School says they teach prevention to the students, but if a teen does get pregnant, the GRADS program gives them somewhere to turn.
There's a great deal of controversy over whether stress can actually make people sick. While doctors debate the issue, some of their patients have already become true believers.
Well, there's a study currently underway to see what effect the stress of your job has on your health. Regardless of the job itself, workers who have a lot to do but little to say about how they do it appear to be especially prone to job strain. Researchers say those employed in stressful occupations are 3 times more likely to develop high blood pressure. Hundreds of blue and white-collar workers are taking part in a new study to confirm or deny the ill effects of job stress on blood pressure.
We are indeed interested in whether or not the occupations themselves might be causing hypertension.
The research involves one-on-one interviews and portable blood pressure monitors workers wear during a typical day on and off the job.
I don't know how there could be any stress if you come in and do the same thing every day.
Dr. Peter Schnall says workers can suffer from job strain even if they don't feel stress. Medical science is yet to explain why millions of Americans develop high blood pressure and with it the increased risk of stroke and heart attack. Once diagnosed, many end up on strong medications indefinitely.
A psychosocial explanation for high blood pressure has at least 2 interesting possibilities. One is that we could prevent the development of high blood pressure. Second is, given that your pressure is elevated, if there are psychosocial risk factors, removing them may lead to a lowering of your blood pressure without the necessity for pharmacological intervention.
The research shows that many people try to relieve their job stress with a drink or 2 after work, but Dr. Schnall says that strongly increases the risk of hypertension. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll take another look at today's bright but chilly forecast.
And the University of Dayton gets ready for the playoffs. The story when we return.
Sometimes people use big medical words to describe the meaning of cardiac care, words describing some very technical procedures. At the St. Elizabeth Heart Care Center, it's all about something much simpler. With the most up-to-date equipment and top surgeons, cardiologists, and family physicians, the real purpose is to restore health and lifestyle to heart patients and to return heart patients to their families. And there's nothing very technical about that. The St. Elizabeth Heart Care Center, exceptional people taking excellence to heart.
Picture saving 40% off the regular price of our entire stock of family outerwear at the Elder Bierman 2-day sale. This Sunday and Monday, save 40% on Mrs. Petite's and Junior's Famous Maker coats, rainwear, and activewear. Save 40% for children, too. Save 40% on men, young men, and big boys' Famous Maker coats, and more. Hurry in this Sunday and Monday to the Elder Bierman Veterans 2-day family outerwear sale. Don't miss it.
Even round here, when folks started worrying about cholesterol, breakfast got kind of lean. But now the rich, hearty breakfast is back. Folks are pouring on a fresh, creamy taste with no cholesterol. Now there's Farm Rich Non-Dairy Breakfast Creamer. Farm Rich tastes fantastic on flakes, beautiful on berries, creamy in coffee with no cholesterol. Farm Rich Non-Dairy Breakfast Creamer. A fresh, creamy taste with no cholesterol.
The Dayton Flyers get ready for the playoffs. The Bengals had a weekend of rest. John Condit has more on our sports report.
What a matchup. The 2 great powers from the 80s in Division III football will meet in round 1 of the playoffs this Saturday at Welcome Stadium at 12 noon. The Dayton Flyers have drawn Augustana for round 1 of the playoffs as Dayton starts their match back towards the Stag Bowl. Augustana finished up at 8-3. The Flyers 10-0.
You're playing a team that has great tradition, a team that's been in the national playoffs the last 10 years with 4 national titles, well-seasoned, experienced, a lot of senior ball club members. Outstanding coach, has the longest, the best percentage of winning in the country at all levels.
The last time these 2 teams met was 1987, round 2 of the playoffs at Welcome Stadium. Dayton ended Augustana's 60-game winning streak. They've met 3 times. Dayton has won twice. But Augustana owns 4 national titles in Division III action, including 4 straight from 1983 to 86.
They're the type of ball club that will not beat themselves. They're always very sound in kicking. They always play great defense. And they're simply a lot like us offensively. They want to control the football. They want to control it on the ground. I think this year they've only thrown the ball 60 or 70 times, but they can throw it if they have to.
Tickets went on sale at 9 o'clock at the UD Arena. $6 for the general public, $3 for the UD student body. Again, game time 12 noon Saturday at Welcome Stadium. Dayton against Augustana. 4 Miami Valley teams remain in the high school playoff picture, and Touchdown 7 will be covering them this week. First, it will be Piqua playing Princeton Saturday at Welcome Stadium. That game is at 7 o'clock in Division 1. In Division 2, undefeated St. Mary's takes on Fostoria. That will be played at the Toledo Glass Bowl Friday at 7:30. Also Friday at 7:30 in Division 4, Versailles will take on Coal Grove Dawson Friday at 7:30. That game is at Welcome Stadium. And in Division 3, 12-0 St. Henry will take on Newark Catholic Friday 7:30 at Springfield Evans Stadium. The Bengals and Browns were both off on Sunday. The AFC Central all took the weekend off, so to speak. The Bengals are 5-4, so is Pittsburgh. The two teams meet this Sunday down at the Jungle. They're tied for first place. Weiss thinks this last week off was pretty good for the Bengals.
Right now, I like it. I mean, it's been, I've never experienced anything. It's mixed feelings at first. You want to do something because that's what you're used to doing. Go, go, go all the time, deadlines to meet, and then suddenly you have a chance to exhale. And the players have a chance to heal up. It's worked out for us because of the timing of it.
Winners from Week 10 of the NFL, Miami, Chicago, and Seattle. Indianapolis, Buffalo, and New Orleans, along with Minnesota. Green Bay a winner, as was San Diego. The New York Giants and San Francisco 49ers both won. The Niners and Giants are perfect at 9-0. Tonight on Monday Night Football, Washington against Philadelphia. More sports coming your way beginning at 5:30 with our first edition and Mike Hartsock. Have a good day.
I don't know how he forgot to mention it, that Mount Union is also in the playoffs.
Gee, I don't know either.
In the Division 3 playoffs, and ultimately could play Dayton.
My, Ed, what would we
imagine
do
how he
without
missed it.
you being here
know.
telling us this? Can you guess that that's his alma mater?
And what would the college do without Ed being here telling us this?
Yeah, I'm an honorary vice president.
Oh, my. Well, on to Mr. Honorary Vice President, and for the rest of you, let's take a look at the forecast one more time today. Kind of a cold day, partly sunny this morning, and a cold wind out of the northwest, a noontime temperature of only 39. That wind will keep temperatures down. Our high will only hit 42 today. But things are going to turn around. Tonight, mainly clear and cold, not as windy, high up to about 24. And as the week wears on, temperatures are going to be climbing to eventually 60 degrees by the time Friday gets
Just
here.
to balance it, let me say that she is a UD grad.
Yes, I am.
You are a UD
Go
grad.
Flyers.
Go Raiders.
Thanks, Kathy. Well, there were no winners in Saturday's Ohio Super Lotto game. That means that the jackpot is on the rise, up to $6 million for this Wednesday's drawing. Now here's a look at the winning digits from over the weekend.
Quality patient care and reliable customer service has been a trusted tradition at Fidelity Prescriptions for over 70 years. Fidelity's computerized record system quickly informs the pharmacist of patient information, such as possible drug interactions with other prescriptions you're taking. November is Diabetes Month. Remember these diabetes travel tips. Carry your ID card, check your supplies, and monitor your glucose levels frequently. This message brought to you by AccuCheck 2M, Tracer 2, and Fidelity Prescriptions.
When it's time for you to shop for curtains, you just can't afford to miss Cotton Mill. At Cotton Mill, you'll find one of the largest selections in town. Curtains and drapes in all popular sizes for the living room, bedroom, kitchen, any room in the house. Cotton Mill has a never-ending selection of fabrics and colors. You'll find the very latest in fashionable styles, coordinated to make your decorating chores a breeze. Best of all, Cotton Mill's low prices. When it's time for curtains or drapes, you owe it to yourself to shop Cotton Mill.
Hey, I gotta show you pictures of our new baby.
New baby?
We're bringing baby home for the first time.
A Cadillac sedan DeVille.
Here's baby's first bath. Oh, baby's first words.
Good-looking kid.
Yeah, and stronger than the neighbor's kid, too. Don't kids cost a lot?
Not this baby. Baby, we should think about having a baby.
See your Miami Valley Cadillac Gold Key dealers.
Kids say the darndest things, but not if you can't hear them. I'm Art Linkletter. Call this number now because for the first time, you can test your hearing in the comfort of your home with New Ear's revolutionary self-check in-home hearing test kit. A $19.95 value, yours free. The kit contains everything you need to see if your ears have passed the test of time. It's easy and accurate. Don't miss your opportunity to enjoy a fuller life. Call for your free New Ear self-check hearing test kit today.
If you've ever been the victim of crime, then you've probably wondered if the justice system is really on your side. With just so much space in our county jail, criminal suspects are getting out early. And this year alone, 25% of them will never come back for arraignment. It's frustrating for the victims of crime and a costly predicament for the entire judicial system. Sometimes the only one who wins is the criminal.
Cannot lock up people who we feel the courts feel should be locked up, and we have to release those people back into the community when we know that they pose a danger or a threat to the community. Then certainly we can only say the community is suffering.
The court order that prohibits jail overcrowding has forced counties to become creative to find alternative means to dealing with criminals. Starting tonight in First Edition at 5:30, News Center's Tracy Savage takes a look back at how the problem developed in the first place and what Montgomery County is doing to solve it.
And that is the news on a Monday morning. Thanks for joining us. Join me again at 12 for our noontime report.
And as we roll out of your living room, we also roll along with the final passenger train to move through the city of Lima. We'll see you tomorrow.
Rock climbing. It's a hot new way to work out. And now you can do it with Precor. Buy any Precor climber and get a GE personal stereo free. Talk to your Precor dealer today and start climbing to rock, box, or anything else that really makes you move.
The Fitness Store, State Route 725, just east of the Dayton Mall. We're the fitness equipment professionals.
Water, the source of life. It may look pure and refreshing, but the truth is it may contain hardness, bad taste, chemicals, and other impurities. Enting Water Conditioning has been solving water problems in Southwest Ohio since 1953. Enting's drinking water systems can provide your family pure, safe drinking water, while Enting's water softeners benefit skin care, laundry, appliances, and even your plumbing. For quality water by choice, not chance, call Enting Water Conditioning today.
Headline, RV dealer must liquidate. Good news for you, bad news for the competition. Copy, the Midwest's largest selection, the best brand names, huge indoor showroom, 60-acre complex, liquidation sale 1990 models, rock bottom prices. The story is, nobody beats Tom Raper's bottom line deal. Hurry, before this headline is history.
You love the deal that you made where the roses don't fade.
Richmond, Indiana.
Take today, Tom Raper's way.
Join me today at 5 for Jeopardy on Television 7.
Tonight on Hard Copy, new Pulitzer trouble. Naked race car model sues. The Private John Kennedy. Also, Maryland's Lost movie. Her name is Kirsten Thompson. Yeah, she's that